Hi guys, Paul here again. Let's see what we can do about running some comps on this property. Remember, we're here at 115 16 Antebellum Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. We just actually took a walk through the house. We kind of know what we're looking at. My ballpark guess is around $12,000 to fix this house up. 12 to 15, somewhere around in there. Got a little cheat sheet that we use sometimes and that we'll be making accessible to you as to how to price out a house. But part of this is you're just going to have to get in there and get used to working with contractors. Start getting some good ballpark ideas as far as numbers. And let's redo that. Hey guys, Paul here again. We're once again looking at the Antebellum Drive here in Charlotte, and we're actually going to learn how to actually put some comps up for this property. We just looked at in the last video how to actually look at the property, what we are looking for repairs and stuff like that. You should also have access to a sheet that will give you a basics of what things cost, so you can run your analysis based on what we looked at there to see what this house should cost in the rehab. My estimate, just ballparking it right off the top of my head, is 12 to 15 max. Here's Zillow again. I'm going to actually come up with some comps now. This estimate is $100,000 and $444. That's an interesting number right there. So what I want to do is, I don't actually believe that number personally. I want to find out what this house is going to be selling for when I fix it up. I want to actually take a look at some other houses that are nearby. I want to see what they sold for. I want to know what they looked like when they sold. So I'm going to do that here from Zillow. I want to know my 3-bed, 2-bath, almost 1,200 square foot. So this is a fairly small house actually. I know this neighborhood, and that's actually one of the smaller ones. So this house is going to be a little bit on the cheaper side, even fixed up. But that's where it comes in, just knowing your market. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll on down. Zillow has all kinds of great info. It'll tell you the foreclosure history, purchase price history, just all kinds of good stuff right in here. Look down, it'll tell you who it's actually listed, who listed the property. What they're asking for per square foot right now is $87 a square foot. Actually, the lender picked it up for $81,000, and the house was purchased for $71,000, so that means they probably took out a equity line on this house at some point. Let's see. Going down, there's the list agent right there, phone number, so you can give them a call. It's always a good thing to do is find out what the list agent has to say. The homeowner, whoever actually is in that house is who you want to be talking to. So, what I like is, let's start here at the top, scroll down, and I look for the yellow house signs, and that's when I stop. See similar sales, we're going to click on that right now, and we're going to actually go in here and now come up with our own analysis of the property. So what I've got is a house that is here surrounded by all kinds of stuff. We've got, let's see. We got a 108, we got a 60, a 112, a 113, an 87, a 166, a 98. So more than likely, the low and high are two oddball properties. I can already tell you that. Tells me also that we potentially have some foreclosures going on in this neighborhood anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these houses. We got a 108 right here. There's no photos of it. Much bigger house than ours, because ours is almost 1,200 and this one's getting closer to 1,700. It's a 2.5, so that means it's a 2-story, more than likely. Let's see if we can come up with some photos of this property. Sometimes what I'll do, I'll just copy that, paste it into Google, and see what we come up with. I'll click on images right here. And there's our house. That's our comp. Much nicer. So this house was already looking pretty good when they sold it. Let's see. That's a different house, different house. That's our house. That's the house again. Oh yeah, you can tell this house looks like some fairly new carpet, flooring, nice looking there. Yep, looks like this might actually have been a rehab. Um, let's see. Bet you this is it as well. Yep, there it is. From Revestor.com. So yeah, they put in the new countertops, put in some hardware, new light fixtures, just kept it nice and simple all the way through. Um, put in a nice, just inexpensive, actually that might even be the original dishwasher, to be honest with you. Might be the original stove too. Put in a new fridge, just all basic appliances. So, let's go back. That's a good right there. So that's 108 right there. So, let's take a look at some others. That one right there, I guarantee you, was a foreclosure, much bigger house. Let's just look at it for kicks. Kicks and giggles. Alright. So, images, let's just see if there's anything here. Nope, that's not our house. That's not it. It's a nice one though. Nope. Nope. Looks like we're going to run out of luck on that one, so we're just going to pass on that house then. Let's move on. Oh no, this one's nice. Okay. Larger property. We can already tell that. Sold for $112,500. A little bit more than that one. Wow. Nice kitchen. Nice house. Looks like they could have used some better colors throughout, but you know, it's an owner occ. Fairly decent. Looks like they could have used without the wallpaper and some new carpet in a couple of the rooms, but all in all, it looks like this house had a lot going for it. Let's view larger. Big, beautiful backyard. Big garage. I bet that was actually an addition to the property, because you see that's where the driveway ended. So that's got to be an addition. There we go. Tile, stainless. So they put some money into this house. A lot of money. New carpet would have been good in here. Get rid of the wallpaper. All in all, nice house. Nice landscaping as well. There we go. So, that's a great comp as well then. So that was a 112. Let's look at this one here. Nothing. So we're going to do images. Looking for the same address. Sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't. It's looking like we're going to strike out on this house as well. So that's a way to find your stuff. Just put in the zip and see. That helps. Nope. Nope. Looks like we're not getting sure as to what it is. So we got enough though here to actually run some comps though. So put that to the side there. We'll go ahead and pull this up. Now let's run an analyzer on this deal. So our property is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and this is actually one I ran a little bit ago. You need to have right there to really get going right. So our property is 1180 square foot right there. Actually, I've already got it in place. Nice. Then from there, what we want to do is we're going to put in how much we think is repair-wise. So I'm thinking around 12 is what we talked about. We have a 108. We talked about that one right there. So that is sold price 108, and square footage was 1670. Now then, let's pull around and see what else we got. So we had the 112 right there. And that one, let's see what our square footage was. 14,442. It sold for 112.5. So you can see we're down a high price neighborhood right here. We got one up here. 1275, and it sold for 1130. Something else you want to do? Look at when it sold. That'll help you as well. This one's a little bit older, but it's still staying within the same ballpark number-wise. As you can see, let me make sure I get the right numbers. There we go. And is there any more in this area? So we got that. Trying to stay right in the same blocks. Anything in that area, that 80, I don't want foreclosures. I want to actually get ones that have actually sold at the higher end price point. Right now I'm looking at it, and this to me is looking fairly reasonable. I don't want to necessarily go cherry pick it as well, unless I've actually really looked at it. We're getting a little far away. 118 is a little bit higher than anything else, so it makes me a little nervous. There's a 104, 105, so we're staying right in the same ballpark with our numbers here. So let's go ahead and just keep it at these three comps. It's kind of a good range of numbers for us. We're just kind of getting it down and dirty, just kind of a basic where we think the number will come in at. So we're going ahead and using three comps. Kind of give you an idea of how this sheet laid is out. This is how much we want to make on this deal. We want to make $10,000. We're looking at square footage right here. All the yellow stuff needs to be filled out at least with a 0, if not actual numbers. We're using three comps. 1, 2, 3. Our square footage. So the average square foot price is $77. That gives us an ARV of $91,601. This house is listed for $104. So that kind of says something right there. Remember, this was one of the smallest houses in the neighborhood. Based on the price per square foot, this house is not going to sell for much. And also, it just from what we're seeing in the comp-wise in this neighborhood, it makes sense to be in the 90s. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and come in here. We're going to put our ARV of 91,601. I think it would sell for that. Sometimes you'll get some where it's just like, no, it won't sell for that. And you'll get a better feel the more you do of these. So there we go. And I think that's fairly reasonable. So the max we can pay for that property, after our investor needs to be in at $64,000, needs 12 in repairs. So the max we can pay for is $42,121. So that's one way to look at it as a fix and flip. See, this is a fix and flip formula right here. Now then, say we want to look at it from a rental perspective. I think we can get away with about $8K. Carpet, paint, get the garage door fixed, the back door fixed, that kind of thing. So I'm thinking right around the $8K mark. Rent? Let's go see what we can find for the rent in this neighborhood. So let's go to rent-o-meter. Let's put in 1,000. It's a 3-bedroom. A lot of 3 bedrooms are in 1,000. Never know. So let's just go ahead and start and see. Alright, so from what we're seeing here, the 970 seems to be about the average. Let's make sure we're in the same neighborhood. Looks like it. Terragate, Scaly Park. Yeah, these are all streets that we were looking at. But you know what? That's the property we want right there. Yeah, it's about the same thing. So that's where it put us before. 899, 895, 950, 895. So that 895 seems to be the break point from what we're seeing here. Getting further up, it gets a little bit higher, but 895 seems to be our break point. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put in rent 895. So now then, it's interesting because some houses means that we can actually pay less if it's a rental. This one, they're both about the same actually because of what we're looking at on the rent. What we're looking to do is give our buyer a 1.5% return on their money. That means if they put $100,000 into this house, then you get $1,500 back out each month. So that's a 1.5% return. You can change that, but that's what we're looking for right in there. Some buyers are more, some buyers are less, but that's our general stay right there is that 1.5. So there we go. Max we can pay for this house, 42,121 as a fix and flip. As a rental, 41,667. That's a quick way to get down and dirty on a property and do some analysis and actually come up with an idea of what the house will sell for. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope this helps you out. And look forward to training you on some more videos. Thank you.